Good afternoon, it's Simon here from Two Way Digital, and today I'm going to be talking to you very briefly about, is SEO a waste of time and money? Now, if you've been watching these videos, you already know whether or not, hopefully, you should be using SEO, and we've also discussed a bit about what you can expect from SEO. So in this quick bite-sized listen, I'm just going to talk a little bit about the time and the money aspect of SEO, because although SEO is about getting organic leads, which essentially are people coming to you without you paying for them, you still do have to pay. Whether it's with your time or whether it's with money, there is still a cost. So if you're live, give us a hashtag live. If you're watching the replay, please give me a hashtag replay so that I know you're watching the video. If you've got any comments about it at the end, I'd love to hear them. If you've got any questions, please drop them in the comments. Please do like the video if you found it of use, and that will tell me that these videos are actually helping people out there in Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter land, and on LinkedIn as well. So let's get started. Let's talk about, is SEO a waste of time? Now, obviously, you know what I think about that because I'm promoting it as a service. But truthfully, if you're thinking about doing SEO for yourself, it's something that you have to think about, obviously, for yourself. I can't tell you how much your time is worth. That's something that you have to know and figure out for yourself. So you look at all of your income generating tasks, how much money for how much time you spend about it, divide it out, get your hourly rate. And then if that hourly rate is high enough, then actually spending time doing SEO for yourself may not be worth it. You may be far better off outsourcing that to a contractor, an agency, taking somebody on board to do that for you. If your time isn't highly valuable, if your services aren't high ticket, and you've got spare time on your hands, whether that be evening, weekends, or whatever, then for sure, it's going to be something that's well worth learning the technical aspects of SEO and how to apply it to your business. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, if you do apply it and you do a good job, it will reap rewards. There's absolutely no question of that. So taking time to do your SEO, if you do learn all the technical aspects, and even if you've got no technical bones in your body, I mean, actually learning the specific steps of SEO one at a time. I mean, okay, there's 40, 50 basic steps that you have to get to grips with for SEO to work for you. But taken in isolation, each one is really not that difficult to do. And if you're following any kind of step-by-step guide or tutorials, or if you've got a course or anything like that, then for sure, it's something that you can do, even if you're not that technical. It would therefore only be a waste of your time if you don't plan on seeing it through to its fruition. So when you start applying SEO, it's something that you're going to have to do consistently. So you'll learn the basics, you'll apply them to your website, you'll go through everything once, and then there are things that you have to keep doing and keep revisiting and keep checking and monitoring and tweaking and trying out different things to see how they work, because it's ultimately about speaking to your audience, the right audience, for attracting the right people to you. So if that's something that you can do and you're prepared to see through, then absolutely SEO is well worth the time and effort that you put into it. If you actually want to see what's involved in actually putting an SEO strategy together, you can grab our Organic Leads Beginner's Guide, and that basically takes you through all of the steps. So it's a basic guide. It's kind of a minimum requirement for actually making SEO work for you. And if you would like a copy, just go and grab this. So it's bit.ly/organic lead guide. It's all lowercase, so just type that into a browser, and that will take you to the page where you can get our guide. And like I say, in that, it will give you all of the steps that you need for an SEO strategy to work for your business on a basic level. There are obviously more advanced strategies that you can use once you get to grips with them, but as a basic guide, that will tell you what you need to know. It's actually, let me just show you, I've got a screenshot. When you go to that link, it'll basically, it'll give you this when you download it. So that's basically what you're going to get. And like I say, there's a number of steps on there. Just follow those and it will essentially pave the way for you to start figuring out SEO on your own. So it tells you what the steps are and a little description about them, and you know what you can do. And also there's a little bit at the end. There's a little warning at the end, and also a sort of a little reminder of what the ultimate goal of SEO is. I mean, whilst SEO is great for getting you ranked on the search engines, ultimately the goal of SEO is to create great content and get it ranked. But you've got to keep in mind that you're still trying to help your customers or your potential customers, your leads, with that content. So don't take your eye off the ball on that. But like I say, let's move on. So is paying for SEO, is it a waste of money? Well, clearly, from what I've just said, you're going to gather that the answer to that is no, but you do need to spend your money wisely. So it's not just SEO that you need to think about. It's also things like, you know, if you're saving a lot of time on doing all of the technical bits, and okay, that'll obviously speed up your progress and you'll get advice from, you know, whoever's doing your SEO for you. But you'll be building up your content. That will in turn build up your page rankings, your site authority, and ultimately it will build your local celebrity, thereby establishing your authority as a property professional in your local market. So if you're handing out all of the stuff that you don't want to do or don't have time to do, you know, to be taken care of by other people, that gives you the opportunity then just to concentrate on the content and creating videos, which obviously I recommend you do, because videos are by far the best way to reach out and get in front of your audience. And basically, once you've created that piece of content, that video, and you hand it over to, you know, your video editor and the social schedulers and the SEO agency, and they're doing all of the time-consuming stuff that, you know, needs to be done to help that content rank. And they're uploading it to YouTube and doing the YouTube SEO and doing the on-page, and you know, maybe you're paying them to do the off-page as well, which, you know, again, that can get quite expensive depending on what they're doing. But you know, if you're doing some of that yourself, you can actually get some really good backlinks to your content as well, and that can give it a little kickstart. But I mean, if you're in a business where you're selling high-ticket services, you know, it absolutely makes sense to outsource as much of that stuff for the lead generation work as possible. And that then frees you up to do the important relationship building, money generating tasks, and you know, essentially power the growth of your business while the leads are coming in more on autopilot. So, you know, the bit that you have to do, the putting your voice to the content and the getting in front of the camera and, you know, getting, you know, your personality out in front of your potential clients, you know, that's all a great way of, you know, building your brand and the know, like, and trust factor that obviously we know you need to make high ticket sales. You know, as in buying and selling houses, whether it be commercial, managing properties for landlords, whatever it might be, you know, whatever it is you do, you know, if it's more than, you know, £1,000, £1,500, you need to have more than just an offer. You've got to have something else to back that up. So to summarize, is SEO a waste of time? Absolutely not. If you've got the time to start applying an SEO strategy to your business, it can and will pay you back in the long run. Absolutely no question. Is SEO a waste of money? If your income generating tasks, you know, outweigh the time it will take to do it yourself and you decide to pay people to outsource it, you know, done well, SEO will generate an abundance of targeted organic leads, which will propel your business far beyond what you'll achieve without it, even if you're using paid ads, because that will just enhance, you know, that base of knowledge and the know, like, and trust factor that you're putting out there on your SEO strategy. Like many things, to do SEO well, it takes time, knowledge, patience, and a willingness to measure, test, adjust, and repeat. And if you're paying people to do that, then great. But if you're doing it yourself, then obviously you've got to have that mindset of, just because it doesn't work this way, it won't, you know, it may work a slightly different way. You've got to test that. Keep doing that, and you'll be rewarded with leads, and dare I say it, even more leads. So that is, you know, my view on how, you know, SEO is in terms of time and money, how you can decide whether or not it's right for you, whether it's something you do yourself or something you outsource. And if you've got an understanding of your income generating tasks, how long things take, for how much money you earn, you can get a good idea pretty quickly of whether or not it's something you should be doing for yourself. So there you have it. That's my answer to that question. Absolutely no, it's not a waste of time. If you can do it yourself, that's great. It's a great skill to learn and to have, because it is something that you'll be using in your business regularly going forward. And if not, then absolutely it's worth outsourcing it, and it will bring you some great rewards when you put out the excellent content that your business deserves. So that's it for this one. Hope you've enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments what you think, and if you've got any questions, as always, please do ask, and I shall see you tomorrow. So enjoy the rest of your day, and goodbye for now.